Salutations and greetings, my friends. So I brought my laptop with me over to the shop because that means I'm gonna do some dumb stuff with the STI. Even though I probably shouldn't, I don't care. But before we get to doing the dumb stuff, I get the opportunity. I don't have to do anything. I get the opportunity to finish wrapping the STI. I got the rest of my Innosatech over there, so all that's left to wrap really is the front bumper. It's gonna suck, mainly because it's I made it more difficult than it probably should have been, but that's all right. So I found out the car has launch control from the old tune, so I want to go play with that a little bit. Yes, I am going to go launch the STI in this video. No, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to go play with it. And the short that I posted, I literally, there's a fly in here. I literally just found out that I have it, so I'm pumped. I just want to get through the wrapping on this car so that way I can just put it behind me. Because lo and behold, ya boy don't like it. I'd also like to take some time today to finish setting up my Haltech dash in there and whatnot because I don't have it fully set up. I'd like to try to clean up the RPM a little bit on the cluster because I'm sure you guys have seen it when driving this. The whole cluster looks a little bit like laggy with RPM, so we're gonna try to fix that today, but I want to just try to get through the rest of the crap that I have for this car so I can finally just be done with it and enjoy it. This weekend, Dustin and I are doing the front mount intercooler, swapping that out for that ETS 5-inch that I've got hiding way up there, and redo the piping so that way it's not dented anymore. So let's just knock out this bumper. This is probably going to be the most time-consuming thing that I go to do today is wrapping this bumper. I'm gonna have to pop the grill out, take the lips off, take the little circle guy off. I can't take the fog light bezels out, so that's really gonna try to suck to wrap around that. It's probably not gonna be perfect, but I did panel bond those in because of the intercooler pipes right there, so it's whatever. We'll make it look as good as we can. Well, that took way longer than I anticipated, but I am super happy with how that came out. This has definitely been one of the harder bumpers I've had to do, mainly because the fog light bezels, I can't take those out since I decided to panel bond them in. Oops, my bad, but it's not a big deal. Car's pretty much wrapped at this point. All that's left are the front pieces of the flares. I don't care to do those tonight. I'll do those next time I come over here to the shop. But at least this point now when I drive the car, I'm at least quote unquote street legal. I have turn signals now because that was the big thing that was essentially worrying me about driving the car out on the street was no front turn signals because they're obviously integrated into the bumper. But dude, that looks so good. To everyone who was hating on the color, it's like so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my laptop, plug into the Haltech, and try making a couple changes to try to smooth out the RPM on there. I wanna make some adjustments to the launch control settings and whatnot, things like that. So let me jump to that, and while I do that, here's a message from today's video sponsor, our guys over at Factor. What do we got for lunch today? Which one did I bring? We got some jalapeno lime cheddar chicken today. So we've been working with Factor for a while now. Factor is a meal delivery service that will bring these delicious meals to your door. So that way you don't gotta order takeout, you don't gotta worry about cooking food, and it's super easy to make. Poke a whole bunch of holes like I am, stick it in the microwave for 2 minutes, let it sit for 2 minutes too, because you'll burn your mouth if you don't. And then you got food ready to eat. Over here, pop her open, toss her in, close it, 2 minutes. It'll be ready. If you're like me and you don't have a lot of time and you're busy consistently, Factor's a really good alternative for you because Factor will deliver these meals straight to your house. All of these meals are handpicked by like fancy chefs who know what they do, like who know what they're doing. They're like They're like automotive enthusiasts, but of the food world, and they're great at what they do. The other nice thing is that all of these meals are healthy for you also. They're all around 550 calories or less, so that way you know you're not overeating, you're not eating what you probably shouldn't be eating, because I am very guilty of that. Also offer some really good breakfast alternatives if you're on the go and you don't have a lot of time in the morning before you get ready for work to actually make food. Like, ooh, that's my, like a really good bacon egg skillet deal. It's pretty tasty. Now we just pop this guy open, we let it sit for 2 minutes. Now the other nice thing about Factor is that they can tailor these to your diet. So if you're someone who's like vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, maybe you can't eat pork or things like that, they can tailor these meals to your choice. You just gotta select what you want when you're checking out. Now they also offer some protein plus meals, which come with 30 grams more protein. So if you're someone who goes to the gym or works out a lot, that might be a good alternative or option for you. But I am quite hungry. It's still so hot. Well, that's really good, dude. Factor is something that you guys are considering trying. Head over to www.factor75.com. Use our discount code Smeedia50, and that's gonna get you 50% off your first box. So, let me finish my lunch here. Let's get back to working on the STI, go about our day. So I adjusted my RPM filter level on this, so I'm curious to see if that's gonna impact how the RPM actually reads. Blinkers, we got a bumper. We're good, dude. That thing looks so fucking good. Fucking broke the tires loose. I feel pretty safe on this map considering this is my old map. Nothing like, it's a little rich, but like that's it. Like it's not bad. Throttle seems, or RPM seems a little bit cleaner also. I really want to launch it, but to be honest, I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna break shit in the drivetrain. That's still a stock trans. These engines make a lot of torque. I mean, I wanted to do a sequential, but do I expedite that process? I don't know. Maybe. What would Jesus do? What would Cheryl do? Cheryl, if you're watching this, what would you do? Cheryl! So this thing is driving phenomenal. I'm gonna go ahead, spend a little bit of time going through the Haltech and just kind of making sure that all of the shift parameters, the dash is set up, all that stuff, just to get that done with. Then I'll probably take the STI back over to the shop, grab the WRX, and I want to try to launch this thing pending everything works smoothly. So, I mean, we'll find out. If it's gonna break, I'd rather break it at the shop where I have everything than break it on some random road, if that makes sense. So, let me go ahead and get this dash set up and let's get going. I just went through and got all of the Haltech parameters set up. I changed all my shift lights, so they're gonna be green, yellow, red. If I hit red, need to shift. I think I have it set to like 8,500 RPM. That's like max. I'm still trying to keep it under like 6,500 right now. I need to reset the trip. I forgot to do that. Anyway, let me show you. I also set up some warnings so that way when the engine's cold or low oil pressure, it'll display it. When it comes on, oil pressure is low right now because obviously the car's not on. Engine cold, once coolant temp reaches above 140 degrees, that engine cold will go away. That's just I didn't have to put it in, but you know, it's just kind of a nice feature to have. So I need to take the STI back over to the shop. Like I said, I've just been trying to drive this car as much as possible. A, it's been down for a long time and I've missed it. B, I enjoy driving it. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up, let it warm up, and then go back over to the shop. There we go. All right, let me let this thing warm up a little bit. Launch control turned on the STI. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it right here. I'll probably piss some people off, but I just want to make sure AFRs and everything look good before I try to send it and make sure that everything is just kind of mint. I got on at 100% throttle, 2 to 3. Felt good, felt a little brakey uppy on decel, but I'm not too stressed about that. All right, launch control should be set at 5,500 RPM, so I'm gonna be watching AFR and everything else to make sure it's all minty. Holy fuck. I turned it up just a little bit. Okay, we're not gonna launch it. It did not like the launch control too much, so I'm gonna try starting it back up. It struggled after that. It did not like it. On launch to the moon for now because the car seems to have a problem coming down from decel. I knew it had the issue. I just didn't think it would be. I knew it had the issue. I was just hoping it wouldn't be there. So from high RPM coming back down to maintain idle, the car struggles quite a bit. That's why whenever you guys see me driving the car, I downshift a lot to bring the RPM down as far as possible, and vacuum braking is good for like a fresh motor. If I come off of high RPM and I just let off, kind of like how launch control does, and it comes down a little bit, the car will bog and then die. So that's something that needs to be dialed in before I can actually go out and do stuff like that. But I got a pretty good 100% throttle pull in on the way here. Car feels great. There was a lot of fuel that shot out of the exhaust when we were doing that. Dude, it sounds so good. I love it. I absolutely love this car. So like, if I could only have one car, it's just, dude, it's so much fun. It's a hoot. So while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and finish wrapping the front fender pieces. I already started on one last night. I just gotta finish it right here. So we got this to do, we got the other one to knock out. Then we're pretty much done wrapping. I've got a Cybon duckbill trunk coming for the STI. I will set this trunk aside and the stock wing aside, so if I get up the courage to try to wrap the wing again, we can do that, but dude, it's just such a pain. So let's go ahead and knock out these front fender pieces, get those wrapped. and get this thing pretty much wrapped up. Tomorrow, Dustin and I are doing the intercooler stuff, and then after that, the car is done. Just waiting on Josh to tell me when to bring it over. My 2 front fender pieces done. I'm not gonna put these on right now because I have to pull the bumper off and pull the lip off to be able to get them on. And we gotta do that tomorrow anyways when we go to swap out that intercooler for the new one. So I'll do it later. Well, that's really all I got for you guys on this one. I wanted to go play with the STI a little bit more up in the higher RPM range. Driving it, it's totally fine. I can get it a boost and there's no issues with it aside from that decel problem that I brought up earlier. But on the launch control, I don't know why it just wants to shut off. Like it gets up to RPM and then when I let off, it just wants to die. So I won't mess with that now. I don't want to damage the motor, so I'll wait.
I'll be a patient little boy. And
technically, we don't gotta swap out the intercooler. We're just doing that to make the bumper fit better and go to a slightly larger core. But technically, it's done. This is pretty much done. We got a trunk to put on, probably ceramic coat it, get it tuned, and then I can finally just sit back and have fun with it. I'll probably do little things to the STI over time as things continue to go on, as anyone would do, but it's a weird feeling looking at it and seeing that pretty much good to go. Like it drives great. It drives better than it ever has. On the last setup, we used to have coolant temp problems. It used to run super hot all the time, getting up to like 210, 212. Now it just sits perfectly at like 179 to 192. It lives in that range. It's awesome. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn to black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to see this car, go to the Dyno or the RX-7, which I got a little bit more parts in for, but I need to order more for them. Go ahead. I'll put in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.